What's going on, guys? It is Friday, and that means one thing. It's time for Premier League predictions. Game week 11. Apologies for last weekend due to unforeseen circumstances. I couldn't do game week 10, but we're back with a banger. We've got a couple of lads on who are a little bit shy, so I'm going to do their introductions. We've got Mr. Sam and Weiry on my left-hand side, your right-hand side on the screen, and then Mr. Daniel Kenneth Way on the right-hand side, but the left-hand side on your screen. So you said you wanted introductions, so there you can have it.
Yeah, man.
Right. So let me explain the premise of what we're going to do. I've already said it to you off camera, but just for people, if there is any new viewers watching or what have you, this is the premise. So we just go through basically the predictions. You give us your opinions on the teams, how they're doing in the league, certain individual players. That's it. Simple as that. You get one banana skin. Okay, so whatever you think could be a slip up, basically, in them fixtures. And then you get one barn burner. So what you think could be a 4-3 or usually a Spurs game in it. Let's face it. So are the rules clear with that one, lads, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Right, we're going to kick it off with the Premier League quiz. 10 questions, yeah? Just give me an answer between you, and then we'll notch the score
first to buzz in, or is it what?
So I'm just going to ask the question. Even if you both say the same answer, that's a point each. Yeah?
Okay.
Right, okay.
Okay. So you don't have to rush it.
So it's not first to buzz in, you got time.
Obviously, you don't take fucking 5 minutes getting an answer whilst you're on Google or something. You know what I'm saying? Are we happy with that, yeah?
So I can't use Google.
Well, that defeats the point of a quiz, really, doesn't it? Right, to use Google. If everyone could use Google, it'd be Quizmasters. Right. Who scored the opening goal of the Premier League?
It was a Friday night game, wasn't it?
Don't say it. Don't say it, because obviously, if you say it, then Weiry's going to know in it. But let me know when you got your answer.
So I think we're the first game.
But should both know this. You should both know it.
The first game was us. It was against Fulham. I can't remember who it was, though.
I don't know.
You should. I'm telling you, you're gonna kick yourself, mate.
I've got it. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Well, then he's just gonna take the point as well if you get.
Right,
no,
so Sam...
go on. I don't know it.
Okay, right. So go on.
Right, I'm gonna go Xerxes.
It is Xerxes, yeah.
That was the first goal.
Yeah.
First goal, against Fulham, 1-0. Is that the folk one? It.
Right,
Brentford. So that's 1-0 to me.
Oh, all right, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Brentford scored the fastest goal of the season against City. How many seconds was it? And the closest
16.
wins? The closest wins.
16 seconds.
34. I'm going to go 34.
Sam's closest. It's 22.
What was it?
I thought the second one was 23. I thought they did 16 and 23, but I don't know. Or is that Sadio Mane 16 seconds?
Sadio Mane.
Southampton or something. That's good.
Yeah, this was quick, wasn't it? Right, so that's one apiece, yeah? Haaland has the most shots this season, but who's second?
Garnacho's got to be in 10 a game, man. I'm going to go Garnacho.
No idea. I'm going to go Madueke from Chelsea.
None of these are right. It's Semenyo. So,
good player.
How many?
He scored 4, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, he scored quite a bit. I don't know the third. I've just literally got the top two. It's Haaland and Semenyo. But I'm guessing probably Garnacho's got to be up there. He has like 4 shots a game.
Yeah. That he has about 5 shots a game.
Yeah. Right, next up, still tied. Age 18 years old and 217 days, which Southampton player became their 4th youngest goal scorer?
Dibley.
Yeah, you both would have got that.
I drafted him in my fantasy team.
That's why I thought. Yeah, I thought you might have got that.
And he scored.
Which City player? And again, just save it if you think you've got it, because one person might not have the other answer. Right? Which City player scored a last-minute equaliser at Arsenal this season?
Stones. Against Arsenal, actually. Gabriel.
I just said if you've got it, keep it to yourself, because then Weiry's going to know it. Then Weiry might not know it, innit? You know what I mean? But you said Stones. I'm going to have to give you both a point, because Weiry was
I'll take Stones. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, all right. 3-3. Let's go. Okay, on to the next one. How did Cole Palmer make Premier League history against Brighton in match week 6?
Scoring 4 goals in the first half.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah, scored 4 goals in 1 half.
Yeah, 4-4.
And I think it was no one's ever scored a first half hat trick, wasn't it?
I think so. Name the only 2 players to score a free kick this season.
Palmer.
And he scored one the other day now. Madison.
No.
Madison's just scored. Or was that
first 2?
First 2. God, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it was a couple of weeks ago when it
happened.
Give
us a clue.
All right.
Don't. Give us a clue. Go on.
No.
Wait, if Sam can get it, I'll give it Sam. But
Yeah,
No,
but
yeah,
it's my guess.
it's Palmer the other week. Got that sick free kick, wasn't it? I don't know.
Do you want the clue?
Yeah.
He used to play for United.
Actually,
First one to get it.
He used to play for United.
Anders Pereira.
Nope.
Ashley Young. Welbeck.
Yeah.
Fucking
Danny Welbeck.
Oh yeah,
Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck. Yeah. Fair play. Good question.
Danny Welbeck. So that's 5-4 to Sam at the minute. He's just took the
I was
lead,
thinking that Pereira from fucking Fulham.
Which team lost back-to-back matches whilst he was leading 2-0? It was a bit. Who?
Ipswich.
Nope.
No.
Whilst he was 2-0 up.
Oh, Everton.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Sam that because I
Fair
didn't
play.
get
Fair
that.
play.
It was. I think it was. Was it the first 2
Bournemouth,
games?
it was.
Season,
Bournemouth scored 3
Bournemouth,
right
yeah,
in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they did it again. I can't remember who it was against, but yeah.
Yeah, the first 2 games on it.
Last 2 questions, so it's 6-4 at the minute. All you can do is tie it at the minute, so you've got to get these last 2, okay?
Now, double points, isn't it?
Which team has scored the most from their bench with 4 of the 12 coming off the bench and scoring?
4 of 12. Liverpool?
Nope.
Villa.
Yeah, it is Villa.
Villa, yeah.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, that kid is sick.
6-5 going into the last one.
Double points, this.
No. If you get it right,
double points,
it's a bonus
unless you get
round,
a
innit?
tiebreaker.
No, if you draw, it's a bonus
Gotta
round.
be double points, unless it's a tiebreaker.
I think if you draw, I'll ask one more. I'll do a tiebreaker, yeah. If you draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So Haaland has scored 2 hat-tricks this season. Who's he against?
Southampton.
They only beat. You only beat Southampton 1-0, didn't they? Not Fulham, no.
Did you beat at home?
I wish I could have like a heartbeat sound effect. Like. Go on, eyes on the camera. No,
if I get both
cheating
teams, it's surely 3 points, isn't it?
Nope, 1 point for this question.
Wolves?
Nope.
No, they didn't. They did shit against them.
Ipswich.
Yeah, Ipswich were one of them.
Ipswich, one of them. Is it? No, they got smashed.
Brentford?
Nope.
That's got to be 1 point, surely.
Halley?
You got half the answer. No.
You're just naming the whole league here, just going through it all.
Naming the bottom 5, baby.
So it's Ipswich. Who else is it?
He scored 2 against Arsenal?
No.
He scored two against Arsenal, didn't he?
Go on.
Fucking hell, man. I don't know.
Do you want a clue? Do you want a clue?
Yeah.
Give us a clue.
They spent big in the summer.
Chelsea.
Spent big in the summer.
West Ham?
Yeah, West Ham. West Ham it is.
Yeah, mate, they're tough questions then because
They spend big.
so many
How much did they
games.
spend in the summer then?
Like 200 million or something, I think it was.
On what?
What was that West Ham game then?
Yeah. Wan-Bissaka, Fulkrug, Somerville, Rodriguez. Yeah, they bought quite a few players. I think it was about it weren't 200. It was like 100 and something million, I think it was. But still quite a lot for West Ham in it when you think about it. To be fair, so yeah, just edge that one. 6-5.
That's a shocking question to end on that. 2 pointer.
That's what someone would say if they lost the win it. To be fair, so.
I'm not happy with that. Go on.
Anyway.
The heavyweight belt will stay with me.
Right, we're gonna do. Did you boys watch the games extensively on the weekend? Last weekend, was you paying close attention to it?
Obviously, there's a
terms of
lot
like- So all I'm going to do is I'm going to describe a couple of scenarios. So Fulham 2 goals on a Monday night, won it in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, I was
you
watching that.
Spurs beating Villa 4-1, Bournemouth beating City, Arsenal losing again, and then Southampton picking up their first win. So before we kind of kick those predictions off, the Spurs game in general, smashing Villa 4-1, did that surprise you?
A bit, but I did actually back Spurs to win. Both teams to score. Just because they were at home, I think teams like that, especially when they're both free scoring, like Villa like to score, Spurs like to score. Home advantage is a big thing, and I think Spurs are just getting into a bit of a rhythm where they're starting to actually look good in games again. Maddison's coming back as well, so I expect him to be good again this week against Ipswich. Mate.
Where you on big hands with?
I just always expect him to leak goals. I think he's a good manager. He's proven whenever he's gone, even if he's in Scotland, wherever he is, he is a winner.
Aussie
It
League.
doesn't count that when you're at Celtic.
Well, I know this is it. I mean, it's only the Aussie League and the Scottish Premier League, but he does win wherever he goes. If I'm honest, I think he's doing better than what's his name, who was in there before him. But yeah, I do think they are acceptable to league goals. But
is that
they've had
sustainable enough though? That style that he's got to go and win a Prem or a Champions League?
No. It's not, definitely not with the players he's got. No, definitely not. But I think everyone knows that.
Yeah, I think when you talk about winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, the likes of if you look at their team now, you look at United's team, they're not miles off it compared to an elite.
I mean,
an Arsenal team in Liverpool, like them squads and the depth that they've got in every position, you can't really bring Spurs.
Kulusevski though, he's looking better in the middle.
Yeah, in centre mid.
Yeah, he's looking
he's
a lot. He's
that
looking
as well. Last night was it last night or Wednesday night? I think he was last minute against Galatasaray, wasn't it? He come out to him. It was like probably halfway up the pitch, but you expect him to do better on his left foot.
They're the type of games Big Ange's seeing out though. Galatasaray in a knockout tournament, you'd hope that someone of Big Ange's
that's what I mean. Like
would be
whenever
seeing out them games, you would.
They'll get a result like Villa. They'll go and win 4-1 and then lose to Galatasaray and then lose to Palace. They lost to Palace a couple of weeks ago, 1-0. So it's just like very flaky with him. You don't know what you're gonna get at all. And I don't as a fan. You probably watch it in it and you're like, I like the style of football, very attacking. Like, look what they did.
Well, they've scored the most goals. They've scored the most Premier League goals.
And in terms of percentages, they're right up there as well in terms of attacking. I think they're one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like...
they're clinical, aren't they? Like that Brennan Johnson, he has like one shot a game and scores it. You know what I mean? It's mad.
Bournemouth beating City as well. Obviously, they got beat midweek against Sporting. What's going on with Man City, lads? What's going on?
They look lost,
I have no idea. I'm not going to lie. Every week I watch him and expect him to go and do bits, go and win. I expect Haaland to be doing better than what he's doing, but recently I just don't know.
Is it just because they're...
done it at the end of the day.
Is it just because of that,
all I can put it down to. Well, yeah.
The quality they've got, when you see the team that was lining up against Bournemouth, you've still got players like Foden, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, Haaland, Rico
Foden's
Lewis,
just coming back from injury. I mean, who's doing Rodri's job? It's Kovacic, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then what's his name? Nunes. He's been coming in a little bit.
He's a good
he's a good player, but like you're not taking Rodri out.
Rodri controls a game.
They're completely different players then too as well. So you've not got the balance right in there. Foden, like you said, is not 100% up to speed at all. He doesn't look himself. And I think I feel like they're missing Alvarez more than anyone.
That's
they just don't have any dynamic. They get there. And then they're like, right, well, what are we doing here? Like, they just pass it around the box. They've got, I think they're lacking attacking options. I feel like because of that, when Haaland's not scoring, no one's really, Kovacic is having to score goals, really, to kind of get them out of games and stuff like that. So I think they're missing a lot of players. De Bruyne is needed. I think he's on his way back. I think he got a few minutes.
See, that's another thing with De Bruyne.
Haaland and De Bruyne together, both fit. City will start to dominate again. But,
if you can keep De Bruyne fit, though, innit? That's the thing. Because he seems to be picking up these little niggles and stuff, and he's out for, you can't ever seem to get him in a team, man. But I agree, De Bruyne is, in my opinion, one of the greatest players to play in the Premier League. I think he's unbelievable. But if he's not available on the pitch, then you've got to... It's not like they're struggling, in terms of options. They've got fucking loads of options. Yeah. But... right now, I'm looking at the league and I'm looking at Arsenal dropping points as well. And then they lost to Inter Milan midweek. Are City still the favourites for you two?
I mean,
things now.
They're still second. I think they're 2 points off the top. In the Premier League, I think they've only lost one. But we are starting to see patterns of play not really be up to their standards. They are having a dip. But generally... in January time, they start to pick back up, don't they? Yep. They start to, kind of get it together. I'm sure by then, Foden, De Bruyne, obviously Rodri's out, but they will be back. They will be full fit. So they will be getting an injection of that back into the team. But Liverpool are looking really strong, man.
Wiz, are you feeling like that?
I
Liverpool look
think
pretty
keeping De
promising, don't
Bruyne. What, sorry?
they? Liverpool look pretty promising, don't they, at the minute? The way
Yeah,
they're
Liverpool
playing.
do look. I just wanted to go back to that though. I think
Go on.
keeping De Bruyne fit is going to be clinical, really, because like Sam said, the missing Alvarez, who did give you that sort of playmaking role when De Bruyne isn't there.
Yeah.
With Bernardo Silva, who retains the ball well, and he is a very good player, but for me, he just doesn't. He's not up to the caliber of De Bruyne was, or at least with Alvarez dropping back in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's weird, isn't it? Because Man City is so good, but De Bruyne is like a level above that. That's how good he is. Like when he comes on, he's better than them. Like the players that he's playing with, and some of them are like world class players. Man, it's fucking mad. But
Do you know
nice to watch him struggle though? So
yeah, long may it.
It's nice to watch him struggle for once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
What I will say as well is, in transition, De Bruyne would get the ball 40 yards away, and he'd be playing balls in. Because that's the level he's at, where your Kovacic and your Nunes, what they would do is they'd actually try and dribble 15, 20 yards and then look at making the pass. And that's where Haaland's missing out on certain chances and certain goals that he has been scoring with that link up that he's not now. Everything seems to be right. Get him on the end of a cross or get him in the 5-yard box, and it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? So that will open up City's attack a lot more, obviously.
I think they're just them early crosses that he puts in as well that Haaland feeds off.
Exactly,
Those kind of like things.
No one else can do that.
No. Right, we've got to move on to the predictions anyway. We've done a big enough intro. 3:00 kickoffs. Brentford versus Bournemouth. Very close in the table. Two teams who I feel like at the minute that Iraola, the Bournemouth coach, obviously he's like the flavour of the month at the minute. But Thomas Frank, for what he's done with Brentford, I think he's a bit underrated, me. I don't know what you got.
Yeah, I agree, Nick. I agree. I think he's very underrated. I think he's coming. I mean, where did he take over them with? Was it League One he was with?
Yeah, I think so. I
think it was before the Championship, but he's carried them all the way through. He's done well. I mean, the plays he's made with Tone, that Mbuemo or whatever his name is,
top player.
Brian Mbuemo, class.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the league at the minute, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's done. I think he's done very well.
Bournemouth, Sam.
But I mean, go on.
No, go on, Wiz. Finish your point, and then I'll finger.
No, I was gonna say you can argue that is he right? Is he there high enough caliber for like a top 6 club? Because would have you had him at United?
No, I think you do need that big club experience. I would have said the same thing for McKenna. I like McKenna the way he plays football.
Yeah, McKenna's another one. Yeah,
dealing with you saw when Potter went to Chelsea, how that kind of went.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Like they need a middle step before they go to like a bigger club. Personally.
I mean, hey Nick, you mentioned McKenna there. If McKenna would have been United manager now, come on. I mean, they're like 19th in the league, bro. Like, I'm so glad we've not got McKenna.
You do play good football, though.
They do play. If you watch Ipswich, they do play good football.
They do play good football.
You know what I mean?
It's hard though in the team that you've got. You look at the teams near the bottom. Every time a team comes up, 9 times out of 10,
the terms in
that
quality
3 go down.
The Championship to the Premier League now, though, is just far.
Yeah, it's too much of a gap.
Every year now, I think the 3 that are going to come up are more than likely going to go down unless you see something special. But for me, the way they play and the players that they've got, I think they're not a bad team.
They're not a bad team. I do predict them to get relegated, though.
Okay. So there you go. Going straight off the bat there. They're going to get relegated. But the actual game, obviously you can't get relegated from one game. Give me your prediction first, Wiz.
For
Brentford versus Bournemouth, the game we've just been talking about.
I've gone Brentford 2, Bournemouth 1.
Brentford 2, Bournemouth 1. Okay. Brentford home win. I can see that. Sam?
I've gone 2-2, you know. I think this could be a barn burner as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
I am massively impressed by Bournemouth, though, but they're away. And I just think if they were at home, I'd be backing Bournemouth to win this game. Obviously, they beat Arsenal, they beat City. They've obviously took points off Villa as well, and that's all within a space of like 3 or 4 games, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Brian and Burmo, I can see him bagging. And then, that Evan Nilsson looks good. Semenyo's scoring.
Semenyo as well.
Semenyo's unreal.
I think there'll be goals in that, but I'm going to say a score draw.
I've gone with the same 2-2. Brentford and Bournemouth.
2-2, yeah.
I can definitely see that. West Ham versus Everton. This is like battle of the fucking stinkers, isn't it? How bad have West Ham? Are they surprised how bad they've been with West Ham?
Yes, yes. I don't. It's that Lopetegui. I'm not a fan of him. I think
He's
they've
like a
switched
Spanish
David
Moyes,
Moyes
isn't it?
for a four-man David Moyes. I don't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what the difference is.
Yeah.
I really, really don't. And I think they've just gone from bad to worse from minute one, really.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they should have let that Ward-Prowse go, mate. Like, I thought he was a really pivotal player for them. Like, especially on set pieces and his delivery and his free
Yeah,
kick.
who's in there now? Who's
That
in
was
there
their
now?
main route of scoring last season. Then
Alvarez,
you just-
Rodriguez, and they've got another player in there.
That Alvarez, he's 2 red cards in 2 games, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you've got to have discipline. Like, is he South American?
Yeah, Mexican.
Yeah.
Typical.
Great guy. Great
Yeah,
guy.
You know what I mean? Like, if I was a
Great
West Ham
guy.
fan, I wouldn't be happy, mate. You know what I mean? It's a must win for him as well. I think it's a must win for that Lopetegui.
Absolutely. I think he'll be the next gone. Lopetegui.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously put it down here that if they don't beat Everton at home, I just can't see it working out, mate. You know, international break coming up. I reckon he could be gone, honestly.
Shows how shit we are, isn't it, when they beat us, West Ham?
Yeah, well,
we
the
know
rest
United
helps
are
them out
like
on that.
cold,
I get that.
It's hot and cold.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think they've had the worst ever Premier League
as well.
goals run though. I
Who's
think
what?
West Ham. They failed to keep a clean sheet in the last 14 home Premier League games.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
There's a
can't
little
keep
stat
it
here.
necessarily.
Can't keep a clean sheet.
That is
But
shocking.
Leicester,
that.
not Leicester, sorry, Everton. They've had 1 win in 16 Premier League away games. So
what you're saying then? What score have you got it?
I've gone 2-1 West Ham.
I've gone 2-1 West Ham as well. Even though I think my head's saying that it might be a draw. I think my head's saying like 1-1. But because I do think it's a must win for him, I just think because of that, someone like Bowen might step up and they might just get a result. Because Everton, they're not up to too much, but I reckon Everton will be safe this year. So I reckon West Ham 2-1 just.
Everton are going to get their points at Goodison, innit? If they're going to stay
Yeah,
up. That's where they're
exactly.
gonna get the points.
Yeah, that's what I was.
If it was at Goodison, I'd be back in West Ham.
Yeah, back in Everton.
A lot of these games this weekend are like home advantage is massive because they're all 50-50 games. A lot of these.
To be honest, I've got you in on one of the hardest fucking prediction weekends.
I know, and that's what I was thinking.
I'd go with another draw. It's turning into IKEA. This is fucking bear draws. 1-1 West Ham and Everton.
That's a good one for you, that Nick.
Hey, listen, if you watch the channel, I'm full of them, mate. You know what I mean? Got them all.
Who wrote that for you?
Hey,
who wrote that, your brother?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll cut that bit
No
out.
way you wrote that, lad.
I've not wrote it. That was literally just off. It literally came to me. I just said it then.
All
right. Anyway, Wolves versus Southampton. Another battle of stinkers. I mean, we're going through the ringer here with these. Who can stop the biggest turd? That's who's going to go down. That's what we're looking at, isn't it? Really.
I'm actually going to throw a bit of a curveball here because I've watched a few of Wolves' games and
they've not been that
bad,
have they?
Goals, mate.
Yeah,
they do score goals, but they concede 4 every game, mate.
Like, I know, but Southampton for me, is that Wolves as well?
At Molineux, yeah.
Right, okay. Cunha, I think, is the person that is going to make the difference in that game. I think he scored 4 already. He scored 14 Premier League goals last season.
That's Strand Larsen. Yeah, it's just yeah. Strand Larsen's looked all right.
Yeah. They're playing 2 up front, aren't they?
Yeah, mad system because they play like 3 at the back, but they're still mad open. When I watch them, like very, very open defensively.
They've conceded 27 goals this season.
Oh my god!
That says it all, really.
Have they scored? How many have they scored though? 17.
I have no idea.
What's the goal difference? Like, let me have a look. I'll look into it.
Have a look at the goal difference.
I'll look into it for you. But yeah, just chat about that because Wolves, you got to start getting points on the board. If you're Gary O'Neill, you got Southampton at home. If you can't win that game, you're going to go down, innit?
Yeah, you're going to go. Well, this is it. If they're not going to do that, they are going to go down. They're definitely going to have problems. But we'll see what happens.
I've gone 3-1 Wolves.
I've gone 3-1 Wolves.
Yeah. See. Great minds think alike.
I just think this is what could potentially set their season
the
up.
Big result, like the lifter.
Because I don't see him going. I just don't see him going down, even though they are conceding and losing games.
Who are you going to say is going down? The 3 that have come up.
I don't know. You know, I think Leicester might just scrape it.
No,
Leicester.
no,
What,
Leicester are doing
who's
all
going
right.
to take Leicester's place then? Got to be
Either-
Palace
Palace,
are
isn't it?
looking ropey, man. They need to start
Palace
scoring.
looking. I think Everton could easily get dragged down into it as well.
I can't see Palace or Everton going down, mate.
But
I just can't see it.
Don't worry about that. Just focus on the games for now, and we'll get into that towards the end because I do want to ask some other questions. Give us your score predictions, lads. You're both 3-1, did you say? Yeah.
Yeah, 3-1.
Wolves
I've gone
versus
3-1 Wolves there.
Yeah, I can see. I don't want to agree with you.
I think it's generous giving South.
I don't want to say the same thing because it feels like we're just agreeing on the same things. But I feel like Wolves could get a couple. I'll go 3-0 Southampton. I don't think Southampton will score. 3-0 Wolves.
First
Sorry.
clean sheet of the season.
3-0 Southampton.
No, 3-0 Wolves. I meant to say 3-0 Wolves. So yeah, make sure you still got your banana skin and barn burner, by the way, if you've not used them yet. I think you said one of them barn burner the Brentford game, right?
Yeah, Brentford and Bournemouth. For me, I'm probably going to use it on that, mate.
Okay, right. Palace versus Fulham. Bit weird, Palace, aren't they? Because they beat Spurs. They knocked Villa out of the cup, but they're 17th on 7 points. And if you think about Glasner, lads, at the end of last season, how well he did when he first came in. Like, he didn't lose a game for time. He looked really, really good. Do you think it's just because they've lost the likes of Elise and then Anderson at the back? Is that why, like, to the downfall, or players just not been performing, or what?
Do you want to go away?
It's two big losses to lose, if I'm being honest with you. And have they really replaced him? I don't think Mateta has been up to the same standard he was last season, which is a big downfall, especially if it's your only goal scorer that you're relying on week in, week out. But with this one, I don't know. I just don't see Palace beating them, if I'm being honest with you.
No,
I've gone for 2-1 Fulham.
Yeah. Fulham look good,
another stat for you. They have looked good, but in the last 5 games, Palace haven't even. They've failed to beat them in the last 5 games. I think it's 2 draws, 3 losses, or it's the opposite way around. It's one of them. But yeah, I've gone 2-1 Fulham for this game.
Sam, you were smiling then, because have you gone for the same?
Yeah, 2-1 again. But I just think
have you gone 2-1 Fulham?
Yeah, I've gone 2-1 Fulham. But I don't think. I just think it's going to be a terrible match. Honestly, I think it's going to be
I can see that. Stagnated.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be many chances.
Yeah.
Palace, they do set up so hanging. Like, to play against Palace, you do struggle to score, but they've got players to go and score themselves, but they're not doing it. They've got Nketiah up front. The Mateta was decent last season.
I forgot about it.
I never liked that signing, Mino. Never liked that signing when they did it. I just couldn't.
What, for him or for them? For him or for them?
For them, I don't think it's a good signing for him.
He was playing for Aston last season. Like, the guy can score goals.
I know, but you always get those like secondary strikers where they're like, I can make it somewhere else, and they make the move, and it's the reason why they never pushed into the Arsenal team.
Yeah, and it just doesn't happen for him.
I don't think it's worked personally.
I don't know. I think he needs time. And to be fair, like I said, they're not the most amazing team stylistically to go and create chances for the strikers. They're quite pragmatic in the way they play.
Very pragmatic.
That doesn't help strikers out. Like Mateta last season, he actually made a lot of his own goals. If you look at it, he's a good striker, him. But like I said, this season, I don't know whether he was injured at the start or. I don't think he started playing at the start, did he? And he's come back in, and now he's not really.
It's a weird thing with Eze as well, though, isn't it? Because Eze was the guy who was supposed to take the mantle after Elise left, and he started off well. Like, because remember everyone had him in the teams, and then he's just like really ghosted. I'm not seeing him really do anything much for the past couple of weeks. Eze, so they're struggling. But I think Fulham 1-0. I don't think it'll be a great game, like you said, and I'll go 1-0. Brighton versus Man City. Is this just a slip at Bournemouth? And have Brighton found another gem in Herzler, their coach?
Go on, Sam, I'll let you say it.
Go on then. I'm going to go for 2-2, me. And I think Brighton is a tough place to go to, especially with City going for a little bit of a lull, let's say, at the minute. I think they needed to be at home today. Tomorrow. Is it Saturday? It's on, Saturday. Yeah. I think they needed to be at home just to get a home crowd behind them, because Brighton, they will go at you. They will score goals against City as well. I do think they'll score 2. If they lose, they'll get beat 3-2 by City, but I do think they'll score 2, and I reckon it'll be a draw. I do.
Dropping points again, Wiz.
I do.
I've gone 2-1 Manchester City, just for the simple facts that I just think I think a lot of the team will be embarrassed by the past couple of weeks.
Mm.
Seen it in a lot of great teams where this does happen. You have a dip in form and you always grab the next game by the balls at the end of the day.
Mm.
And I'm yet again struggling to see a world where City lose 4 in a row. But, I mean, weirder things have happened. But for me, I'm just struggling to see that. And I do think that the world-class players in that team will at least come away with a point. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man City win.
If De Bruyne, I think the difference is if De Bruyne plays. If De Bruyne starts, I can see him.
He won't start though. He won't. He brought him on.
Do you not reckon he's going to start? No.
You brought him on for 8 minutes the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even think they wanted to bring him on.
He
Then.
really manages his minutes as well. Like he won't just start a player. He'll bring him on for 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, then half an hour. Then he'll give. Yeah. So I don't think he starts. But...
Oh, you know what? I can really see a 2-2, but
it's a tough game, man.
It's a tough
game because, like Sam said, Brighton are a hard place to go to.
Especially
when you're not in form and you're trying to pick up points.
I think that's the banana skin for me. That potentially, I think.
Yeah, same. I
think they could slip up on that. Right.
What is it a banana skin when City are losing 3 in a row? For me, that's just common sense. Brighton have been a good side for like 3 years now, 4 years now.
But for them to lose 4 in a row, that's a banana skin.
To lose, yo, that would be.
That's what I'm saying. That would be mad. I don't know. I really don't know. I might go Brighton 2-1. You know. Might be a bit naive.
Welbeck brace. Welbeck hat-trick.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Right. Let's move it on, lads. Sunday. Man United versus Leicester. I'm gonna save mine for the preview because I'm filming that later. So I'll let you lads take this one. What we thinking? Rue's last game.
Yeah. Go on, Sam. Rue's last game in charge. I think we've seen, we've seen like we've definitely seen a better version of our team. I don't know.
It's like a tiny level, though, isn't it? Like
like we just look a bit more like relaxed, not so uptight, not so nervy.
Yeah.
I reckon there'll be goals. Like we played against them in the cup. It was 5-2. I know they had a different
heavily rotated team, wasn't it?
Oh, I think we had pretty much our main team, and they had like a second team string out. But they've got a goal in them. Vardy, I'm sure, will probably score up. It's like Old Trafford, in it, yeah. They'll probably score and do some mad celebration, tell the fans to F off or something. But I reckon Højlund, Garnacho, players like this.
Can I chat to you about Højlund?
We have got goals in us.
Let me ask you about Højlund, Sam, because and I'll ask you as well, Wiz, but because you was a left-footed striker, right? When you watch Rasmus, what does he need to improve on, in your opinion?
I think he needs to get stronger. Just get stronger, as in like the ball. Ball's in behind. He's on it. He's got a good run. He's got a good run and he's got a finish on him. But it's just that initial, right, the ball's coming to me. You're there. I'm here. One touch. Bang. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, I think what he tries to do is when he tries to hold the ball off, the ball gets stuck under his feet.
Yeah.
He doesn't meet the ball and have a direction of which way we're going. Do you know what I mean?
It should be the main part of his game, that. Because if you're a 6 foot dude, if you're a 6, I know he's young, but if you're out of 6, how young is he?
20. He's 21, isn't it? Going into the Premier League, he's been playing in Denmark all his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I just think if he's even if he's young, you're 6'2", you're that big. It should be a main part of your game, which you should have learnt by now, in my opinion. And if you
are you having him, Wiz?
You should be able to do it now. What? Sorry.
Are you having him then for the money that's been spent? Do you think he can
develop
into?
No, not for the money that's been spent. No, I don't think he's been worth it.
Do you think he can develop into a good player?
Yeah. Maybe, but at this moment in time, for the money you've spent, I don't think it's been worth it. No.
How much was it? Like
just under 70. Just under 70 million.
Right. Yeah. So just under 70 million for a 20-year-old with potential. Yeah. Who we have seen glimpses of it. We're in a bad time at the minute with what's going on with, obviously the performances and the managerial kind of crisis that we've had. The players around him don't want to give him the ball. They want to go and shoot for themselves and score for themselves.
Yeah.
So, hopefully when Amarin does come in, we can get a couple of more, dynamic players that actually want to look for the striker. Mm-hmm. That is going to help a striker. That's what every striker needs. Someone who's going to pass the ball to him as well.
I think in terms of like teams, I think he's like at the bottom of the table for what. Like, Go on, yeah.
Just starting that. He has on average 1.5 shots a game, which is one of the lowest in the league for Rasmus Højlund.
Right, okay. Is
Yeah.
that his fault?
Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but
then you look
for
at
me,
like,
I'm just looking at it with Ten Hag. He's brought in Højlund and that Xerxes. They've cost over 100 mil, and we still yet to have an out-and-out striker in that team.
Yeah, forget about him.
It still looks like you're lacking a striker.
Forget about it. Forget about
it. Xerxes, mate. Yeah, there's your flop. He is not good enough to be, let alone in United's team, in a Premier League team.
When he first came in, the idea of it I agreed with, because I look at the wingers. You guys have just been talking about there how greedy Garnacho and Rashford and all these guys. So bringing in someone who's more of a Firmino type who facilitates them strikers and plays them in behind.
He's a sweaty stone, mate.
No, but the concept
you
of
can
it.
see it in his game when he's dropping off and he's playing.
He's slowing it.
Good, and you can see that it wouldn't look good in the Italian league where it's slowed down, but not gonna.
Because did you listen to Capello? So Capello was talking about how he was adored in Italy for his technical brilliance and how good he is. But he's slow.
In that type of region.
He's so slow.
Too slow.
Yeah,
he's too slow.
Anyway,
slow.
lads, I've got we're going off tangents here with Man United. We've got to bring it back slightly. What was your predictions for the game? Because we're going off here.
3-1 to United.
3 goals?
I've gone 3-1 as well.
Wow.
Hey, I'm going to say Højlund's going to score 2 as well.
That's a big
I've
big
gone 3-1, but yeah.
I'm backing. I like Højlund, man. Weiry, come on, man. You got to stay. You know what I mean? We're going.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying,
you can't be on him, I don't think.
I'm just saying if he carries on the way he's going in the next 2 years, it's just going to be another waste of money.
I've got my title for the show anyway. Weiry hates Højlund, so that's one for that. I'm joking. What's your score prediction, Wiz? You say 3-1 as well, yeah.
3-1 Leicester. I mean, United.
Jesus. Wouldn't surprise you, though. Wouldn't surprise you, would it? We United 3-1 Leicester. I'll go 2-1. I don't think we'll score 3 goals. In the Premier League.
Another stat for you there as well. This is our fewest goals up until this part of the season since 73-74.
Yeah, we're breaking all the wrong stats.
That's a little stat for you.
Højlund's fault.
The next 2 o'clock kickoff: Spurs versus Ipswich.
Yeah, all right. Next game.
Spurs versus Ipswich. If Spurs play like they did against Villa, this could be a slapping, couldn't it? At home.
Yeah. Ipswich still haven't won as well.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Spurs can't stop scoring, mate. Scoring the most goals at the moment. I think they'll win. I've gone 3-1. Maddison's back from injury as well. Solanke's scoring now. I would be very, very surprised if it's not at least 3 or 4 goals for them. So 3-1 Spurs.
Well, don't tell me you've gone 3-1 as well, have you?
I have, but I'm going to switch it up. This is getting boring, so I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go 4-0 Spurs. I'm going to go for a proper thrashing. Because they've not been playing that bad. I know they had a loss against Galatasaray, but 4-1 at home against Villa. I think they beat Man City the week before that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So maybe they're on a bit of form. So I'm going to go 4-0. Ideally, it would have been 3-1, but we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going to be a good bet for that game as well? Because Ipswich have had 2 red cards in the last 2 games. And Spurs are always getting someone sent off. So I reckon a red card in that game would be a decent bet as well.
Use promo code SAMREV for 20% off on that bet.
Yeah.
I'm going 3-0 Spurs. Yeah, I think at home, attacking wise it'd be too much to deal with Ipswich. I think, especially the way they want to play and try and be expansive. I think Spurs are going to pick.
It's not going to.
They looked really good against Villa as well, didn't they? So
yeah,
you know what I mean. We're going off that
now. And a very interesting game. Nottingham Forest were 3rd.
This is the hardest one.
In the league against Newcastle. I don't know which way this one goes, to be honest, boys. I was literally this is the one that you said, Wiz, I was picking me. I had no idea. Maybe a draw. I'd probably go 1-1. Looking at it, or
I've gone 2-2.
I think a draw.
I've gone. I
don't rate Newcastle away from St James's Park at all.
I've gone 1-1 as well.
We're all going to draw.
Massively shocked about Forest this season, though, to be fair.
Crazy,
what they've done, mate, is crazy. Beating Liverpool as well, sitting 3rd, lost 1 game in 10.
Are they the only ones to beat Liverpool?
Yeah,
they are, aren't
Chris Wood, mate, he's showing Haaland up, mate. You know what I mean?
8 goals he's got this season, Chris Wood.
That's madness. You always have
That's
them on
madness.
teams, though, innit? Who are like, they seem to just do something like mad that no one expects. Forest, doing it's just crazy. We're all going with a draw on that one, and then the last one, boys, which is arguably the most interesting one, which is the reason why it's at 4:30 on a Super Sunday. Chelsea versus Arsenal. You know, Arsenal through the ringer at the minute. Chelsea had a good performance against Liverpool. I think it was that last week. Just won 8-0 in Europe, I believe. Drew against United. But there's stuff to like there with Maresca. I think Chelsea might win this, you know.
I've gone Chelsea 2-1.
I think they could.
Chelsea 2-1. Okay, right.
Yeah,
so,
I've gone Chelsea 2-1. I think they've lost 1 in the last 9 games. I think they've done. I just think Arsenal are getting a bit found out. And I'm here for it.
What do you mean by that, though? Like, when you watch him, what do you think's wrong with Arsenal at the minute? Because he's switched to that pragmatic system, and like he's gone more kind of a lot more defensive flair. They seem to lack creativity.
It's boring to watch, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it is.
If for one, it's boring to watch. I just think it looks like the team's got no confidence when they're playing, and I just can't see a way where Chelsea are high flying, Cole Palmer high flying. You've got like Nicholas Jackson, who I think's a bag of shit, but he's high flying as well. Fair play to him. Yeah. So I just don't see a world where Arsenal come away with 3 points. At least I think I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a 1-1, if I'm being honest with you.
Sam, let me ask you a question. 2 things. 1, can they win a league with Kai Havertz up top? And 2,
no.
Wait, what's that? And 2, with like we were discussing with De Bruyne, is that as much of a big impact as Ødegaard missing from Arsenal?
So first of all, I think everyone was kind of saying Arsenal could do it this year, but then he didn't go and buy a striker. Like I don't know how they have not gone. Ottoman was there.
Weird.
And now with like Edu leaving, I'm putting one on one together, and I'm thinking, what's going on behind the scenes there? Because like he's not stupid at Edu. He's brought in some good signings, and Arteta surely would have been after a striker. So that not happening is making me think have they got the money? I don't know. But you're not going to win a striker with Havertz up front, even though he will get you probably about 13, 14 Premier League goals. Saka will get you about 13 goals. You've not got that extra 10, 15 goals in that forward line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you need a killer. If you're going to win the Premier League, you need a killer.
You do need someone who's going to take the brunt off your teammates, and I don't think they've got that. They've scored 5 goals away from home as well this season, which is one of the. I think that's 18th.
That's low, isn't it? It's surprisingly low, that.
Which says it all. But yeah, Ødegaard might be back in this game, and Palmer might not be actually playing again.
Yeah, seeing that.
So,
yeah, Palmer.
It could depend on whether Palmer plays or not, and if Ødegaard's back. I've gone 1-1, but like I said, I just think it's if Palmer plays, I think I'm probably going to lean towards Chelsea. Sit on the fence a bit though.
We don't sit on the fence on this show. We don't sit on the fence. Let me tell you.
I've got 1-1, but I do think Chelsea can do it. I do think Chelsea can do it. But if Palmer's not playing, I don't. So I'm gonna say 2-1 if Palmer plays, 1-1 if Palmer doesn't play.
Do you know what I've liked about
what's
Chelsea?
Your prediction then, lad? You can't do 2 predictions.
You've got to go with 1. Gun to your head.
What's your prediction?
Right, I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay. I could see that as well. I could really see that. I don't know. I'm gonna go with.
It could happen as well in a derby, London derby, probably.
Oh no, I think Chelsea are gonna do that. I think they're gonna win 2-1. Do you know what I like about Chelsea in the midfield? I like Lavia and Casado in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Them two together, defensively.
Casado's looking like a player again.
Casado's come on, mate.
Best player in the park at Old Trafford on Sunday. He was sick. So. Yeah, some interesting predictions there, even though the majority of yours were the exact same or almost identical.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, these are like 50-50 games.
Yeah.
West Ham, Everton, Bournemouth, Brentford, Palace, Fulham. Come on, you know what I mean?
Southampton. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I don't think there'll be many people winning bets this weekend, will they? But anyway, we've come to the end. I think you've absolutely smashed it out of the park, boys, because first time appearing, and I think you've done extremely well.
Good.
Yeah, nice
Anyone
one.
who's watching this at the moment, obviously you're at the end of the show, but let us know what you think of the predictions, challenges in the comments. Let us know which game you're excited about the most, where the banana skins will come in, where the barn burners will come in, and yeah, more importantly, subscribe to the channel, smash the like on the video, and me, Wiz, and Sam will see you in the next one. Peace.